The chief promoter, Mr. Paul Okwe, a veteran Nigeria Air Force squadron leader turned farmer and industrialist, tells me more about the business.
We are actually in the packaging stage of the toothpicks manufacturing. And in that stage as well, we also manufacture the cups, the containers, and which is very critical. So we get our raw materials from the petrochemical complex LMA. We pass the resins, which we get from petrochemical complex LMA, through the injection machine. And the injection machine is a specialized one, known as the hot runners, so that if we put in 20 kilos, you get 20 kilos of product. We have to go look for this all over the world so that we don't generate waste in our production process. So because before now, when we were doing some extrusion, we had some machines that the waste was more than the product. So we did our deep research and found out a machinery that at least will give us what we want, quality-wise, and also not make us to waste. What spurred us to get into this business is simply the fact that in the whole country there's nobody who's doing it. And we are a pioneer bamboo factory, by the way, and we wanted everything, how we can transform our local bamboo to all the various products. So toothpicks being one of them. But like I said earlier on, the bamboo flooring was our first project. But now we got into the toothpicks segment, which we know that is highly in high demand in the country. And we know there's this clamor that why can't we as a country be part of the manufacturing chain of toothpicks? And that's why we say, why not? We jumped into the fray and to respond to the clarion call that it is a great insult that we cannot do what appears to be very simple. But let us understand this clearly. It is a complex process. You see that toothpick, it looks very ordinary, but it's a complex thing to manufacture. So we are proud to say we have gotten it right. So we are now trying to satisfy the demand for toothpicks in Nigerian market. You can see earlier on some that have been offloaded to Aba, and all over the country. So the demand for this product is very, very high. So we are actually trying to fill in the gap. We have a sister company, a collaborating company in Edo State, and they go to the bush, cut the bamboo, process, and send to us. So you can see it's a Nigerian story. It's a Nigerian show. So that is the spirit of, that is what happens in developed economies. Somebody does one aspect and hands over to the other. So the value chain is so long and is sustainable. The packaging process before we had our own machines was with hand, which was extremely unhygienic because toothpicks is something you have to use, to pick your tooth or teeth, So we said, wait a minute, this is not hygienic. So why can't we develop machinery that there will be no contact with the hand? The points of frustration were first of all unskilled manpower, because unfortunately we don't have. So we have to always, train, make our people go through some kind of training process that will give them the skills to interface with the machines so that we can have product. So that is something that has to be done in-house. We are proud to be on the front line of manufacturing in Nigeria, in spite of the challenges. And we believe in it because if we don't do it, I don't know who else will do it. Because I feel personally, challenged that the Asians come in here and manufacture and do get it right. And I wonder why we, the owners of the economy, cannot also be in the real sector. Nigeria is part of the general agreement of trade and tariffs. So you cannot stop an interface of Nigerian products that are needed for manufacturing here. For example, in the copying machine, the toothpicks itself, it has two containers, the top end and the lower end. And the lower end, we have the raw materials being processed and produced by the petrochemical complex in Eleme. Then the top end is produced from Korea. So we had to resort to sourcing that. But meanwhile, the federal government has said ban importation of resins. But it's going to hurt this pioneer toothpick packaging factory in Nigeria. So there has to be kind of dialogue between the government and those who are in the real sector, that's the manufacturers, before policies are unleashed, so that you don't throw away the water and the baby, because it is serious business, it's serious matter. If somebody just wakes up and throws in some kind of policy that will upset a fledgling company like this that is struggling with security, struggling with power and all that, then suddenly one policy somersault creates some kind of hiccup. Then these 20 people I told you that we are employing, their jobs will just be lost overnight. So the federal government or the policy drivers should be extremely careful before they throw up certain restrictions. There has to be real dialogue, real dialogue. Our development plans is to make sure we meet the Nigerian demand for toothpicks and eventually export. And that is our plans. And while that is happening, my greatest joy is to see how many people I give employment to. And by the way, there are people supporting us producing the cartons locally. Incidentally, they're from Onitsha, And so as we expand, so many, these collateral businesses are also growing. There are people who are also marketing. They're on our neck, and they depend on us. So we find out that as we grow up, we can proudly say we have a Nigerian story to tell, that Nigeria is proudly manufacturing toothpicks.
That's our package for today on BOI Weekly. By now, you do not need a soothsayer to tell you that there is money to be made at every turn in Nigeria. You can choose your spot in any production value chain, just as the Toothpick Packaging Company has done. All you have got to do is spot the opportunity, and the Bank of Industry will be there to support you. Your business will neither be the first nor the last that the Bank of Industry will stand by. Join thousands of small and medium businesses that are being supported by the Bank of Industry. To learn more about the myriad of opportunities available at the bank, visit boinigeria.com. Also, feel free to tweet at me at KAY for more information on how you can use the BOI Loan app. You can start right away. Simply download the SME Loan app from the Google Play Store and start applying. I'm Kayode Alayande. Bye-bye.